I feel like for the first time I finally figured out grading.
Yeah.
After 20 years, I finally feel like what I'm doing is helpful in terms of grades.
Yeah, and then it reflects sort of the whole child. And I thought, I can't believe we used to do that. I can't believe our grades used to be punitive, at least in that matter, in that way. Like, okay, you're being loud and obnoxious, so you get a C in contributions.
But in addition to that, with one overall grade, that wasn't spelled out.
Right.
I mean, I think of all the gimmicks I used to use to encourage the behavior that I wanted in my class.
Right.
And names on the board, or I'd give prizes for certain categories, but basically it was the kids who kind of kept it zipped and did exactly what I wanted them to do were kids who were getting A's in my class.
Yeah. It refined how I not only present material, but also how I articulate to the kids why we're doing what we're doing. I mean, we used to be, when we were teaching together, we used to be like the queens of projects, like just really fun projects.
Mm-hmm.
But
with long rubrics.
With really long rubrics.
That mostly defined like font size.
Right, and you could talk to the kids, like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing, around the world in 80 days, or
a diorama?
A diorama.
Nothing against dioramas.
Nothing against dioramas, and they'd be like, because it's fun.
So say, for example, someone got a 19 out of 20. There would be a line out the door of 19 out of 20s in tears because they got a 19 out of 20. Now, mind you, the 14 out of 20s, they were out at recess or chit-chatting in the lunchroom. They could care less. But it was reinforcing this idea that grasping for a point. And that was always so frustrating for me because I'd spend so much time trying to figure out how to give feedback in a meaningful way, and it would just deflate me at the end of every single assignment for just a mere 20 years. When I hand back feedback and grades now, it's more like this. Like I'm so proud of myself. Like I just added to their learning rather than, okay, get in line.
Because kids have to be able to act on your feedback. And for me personally, that's probably been the hardest part of the transition from a traditional grading system to this grading system. And I still struggle with feedback, appropriate feedback, how much feedback, how do I give feedback, when do I give feedback.
We just talked about it this morning for 20 minutes.
When students don't feel like they're happy with their score, whatever it is, whether it's on a writing assignment or a content quiz, their main question to me is, how can I improve? So last year, for the first time in a really long time, kids were proactively bringing me work. Mrs. Marker, I've been working on this topic sentence. How can I improve? It doesn't feel right. How can I improve the topic sentence? So it becomes less about the grade or the points than about how can I improve. Well, and the other thing too, particularly with contributions, is it makes kids accountable for the learning environment. The learning environment is not now just me creating the learning environment. Every individual in the classroom is responsible for creating that learning environment.
And I would say in the last 2 years where we've improved so much, and I honestly, because of the way we've taught the kids what this mission-based grading means, that I have not had disciplinary issues.
No.
Because I'm able to name the behavior and what's expected and how they can improve.
Right.
It sort of negates that whole power struggle, like you're speaking to.
Yeah.
I would say that you cannot do mission-based grading without specific learning goals. You just can't do it. And that's why it's made me such a better teacher, because I used to start different units and feel in my heart that it should just sort of unfold and we should sort of create the path together.
Yeah.
And now I'm just on top of the learning goals because I can't do mission-based grading if I haven't planned out what's going to happen.
Right.
But still, it finally made sense to me.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a bunch of bull. Sorry.
Yeah.
But you think they understand that
They do.
they're learning and the process of their
Yeah.
learning better?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, Miss Lawler, how can I help others work hard?
Right.
How can I bring more curiosity to the class? I didn't get a very good score on bringing curiosity.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what curiosity looks like. And
Yeah.
let's talk about what it means to make others feel important and valued. And let's talk about what it means to show effort. You know, and let's talk about how I see your effort growing or maybe not growing.
Yeah.
And there's all those key phrases that are just, they're words about life, not just about the book we're reading.
Right.
I think my favorite piece of this is because mission-based grading is authentic of kind of how we become the best learners we can be. Inherently in that conversation is this idea of practicing, and you can't improve without practice. So as an English teacher, I can say we're just practicing these words. We don't have to get really emotional about our work because we're just practicing, and we're going to learn more from your mistakes than from your successes, quite honestly. So who's got a good, you know, who totally flubbed it up? And this idea that in real life we practice. And maybe we arrive and maybe we don't, but we're just practicing.
Yeah.
Because as we always say, it's 6th grade.
Yes. We've been practicing for 20 years. We're still practicing. We're not there yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But we're not unsatisfactory.
We're not unsatisfactory. Maybe approaching plus.
Always approaching plus.